The 35-year-old had applied for asylum in September with his wife and 2 children after waiting months in Tijuana under the metering system, which limits the processing of asylum seekers. They were sent back to Mexico under the controversial Remain in Mexico program, which makes asylum seekers wait in Mexico while their asylum claims are processed. On October 1st, while appearing for court in San Diego, they pleaded with the judge not to return them to Mexico. They said they feared for their lives because of the dangerous neighborhood they lived in. The Department of Homeland Security returned them to Mexico anyway. In mid-November, the father, who was working for a pizza place in the Zona Norte neighborhood where they lived, went out to work and never came home. His wife identified his mutilated body 2 days later. Richard Sturger is the immigration attorney for his wife and children.
We have people well-trained, are implementing a policy that is designed to send people back regardless of whether they're in harm's way.
The man's wife got a death certificate that KPBS has obtained a copy of. Then she told American authorities her husband had been murdered. She and her children were then processed and taken out of the Remain in Mexico program. Sturger represented the remaining family members on Wednesday as they changed their immigration court venue to San Francisco, where they can stay with family members. The U.S. government has argued that the migrants are being protected by the Mexican government. Sturger says that's just not true.
It's not protecting the principle of due process. It's not protecting the standards of our Constitution, the things that we're supposed to hold high and that place us morally, give us the moral high ground.
While this is the first confirmed death of asylum seekers returned to Tijuana, human rights groups monitoring the situation do not believe it's the first. The nonprofit Human Rights First has found 400 public reports of rape, torture, kidnapping, and other violence against the over 50,000 asylum seekers who have been returned to Mexico since last February. The Remain in Mexico program is currently being challenged in court. The Ninth Circuit is set to rule on its legality in California and New Mexico in the coming weeks. For Sturger's clients, this decision is already too late.
These people came and they asked us to be safe. And we told them, you will be safe in Tijuana while you await.
Max Rivlin-Nadler, KPBS News.